Hi, welcome to the ADK Rock and Metal channel and my little CD corner here. I'm Andy and it's album review time again. If you've been watching the channel for the last few weeks and seen our recent review videos, you'll know that we've split up the categories. I've got the Death and Doom, which this certainly falls into the category of. Kirk's doing the more extreme stuff, experimental stuff, black metal, and Dave's doing classic metal, rock, grunge, that kind of thing. But this is Industrial Doom today from a two-piece band from Birmingham called KHOST. KHOST. I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, but please correct me in the comments if you think I'm wrong. As I say, they're from Birmingham, formed in 2013, consist of Andy Swan and Damien Bennett, multi-instrumentalists and percussionists, I think, from listening to the material on this album. It's called Many Things Affect Us, Few Things Console Us. So lengthy title, lengthy album. 18 songs in all. It's going to be released by Cold Spring on the September the 20th, 2024. This band have released, this is their fifth album in fact, and they've released them sort of consistently over the intermediate years, and most notably they've done a split with Godflesh in 2016, and you'll see as I go through my notes and sort of points from all various songs, there is a very big Godflesh influence, so there's a good comparison there, along with many other bands you'll hear as I go through it. So just literally going to go through my notes if that's all right. As I said, 18 tracks. They're not all proper songs. There's a couple of remixes at the end and a few sort of little interludes and an intro and everything, but there's a lot of material here again. Start with a 20-second intro called Shard, which is just noise, to be honest, ambient noise. Then the first track proper is the fifth Book of Agrippa, and it sort of starts with sort of oriental sort of stringed instruments, the sort of music I heard in the sort of soundtrack of films like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, those sort of oriental films that Ang Lee used to produce. I'm a big fan of those, so that's what came to mind there. The vocals are sort of very hidden in the mix, lots of percussion, deep growls. I've put the percussion on this track, and it does vary throughout the album. Sounds like someone hitting, like a child hitting saucepans with wooden spoons, messing around as a child in the kitchen, getting the pots and pans out of the kitchen, trying to make a noise. That's what the percussion sounds like on this particular track. Death Threat is next. That's very Godflesh. The next track, I think it's called Face, can't even read my own writing, it's reminiscent of GGFH, another sort of industrial doom duo from America. They use a lot of samples and very sort of low tuned instruments and a lot of percussion and whatever. Got a bit of an electro beat on that one. Apotropaic is sort of sinister. It's got sort of chants and then sort of robotic voice, and again there's that sort of Middle Eastern this time and sort of Eastern sort of instrumentational sound. Many Things is a spoken word sample that appears to be in a foreign language, very and it sort of has exceptionally low sort of vocals from one of the guys in the band. Transfix is spoken word with a single note guitar riff, opens with static and high pitched stringed instruments again, with sort of the electro disco scratching that some bands employ, and a whole genre of that sort of music. Track 8 is Incinerator, mechanized rhythmic wailing vocals and then sort of low throaty vocals. So what I've noted down, there's lots of different elements and lots of different vocal deliveries. It's almost like different vocalists, lots of different percussion techniques, very bassy, not much in the way of guitar riffs, but it certainly falls into the category of industrial doom, I think. Broken Time is distortion with indistinguishable shouting. Track 10, Death Car. This one does actually have some guitars in it. Sort of funky rock sort of sound with Rammstein vocals. Probably another influence. It's not as melodic as Rammstein by any stretch of the imagination. It's very, like I say, very low, down-tuned, bassy sort of sounds. Reading Between the Lines, got a dance beat, and this one reminded me of War Worlds, Jeff Wayne's sort of symphonic rock interpretation of the H.G. Wells story that I remember listening to as a kid. I absolutely loved that. So there's a sort of flavour of that in there. Again, bit of GGFH and more Middle Eastern sort of chanting. Actually, probably the best song for me on the album. Keep going. Number 12, L2, L6. Just disturbing noises for 50 seconds, as is the next one, Cheap Side. 14, Define the Edge of Someone. It's sort of 9 minutes, and it's got a single note guitar, spoken word, and again, more variation in the vocal delivery. Very, very haunting track, bit doomy as well in places. Getting towards the end now. 15, another spoken word piece with samples from possibly from a film, or maybe, you know, original sort of text. TVSB, clean guitar, slow, and this one's got a, you know, the guitar tone in this one reminded me of again, one of my favourite albums out of the metal scene from way back, Marillion's Fugazi. You know, the guitar tone's sounds very much like the guitars on that particular album. 17 is a remix of Death Threat, which was early on the album, and it sounds nothing like the original song. I wouldn't have made, you know, the connection between the two. And lastly, Yellow Light is spoken word over a foghorn. Very strange. So in summary, let's say very down-tuned music, minimal guitars, various sort of percussion styles and vocal styles, hypnotic at times. A lot of the tracks have like a very unexpected abrupt ending, and lots of sort of experimentation in a lot of the songs. I do like Godflesh, early Godflesh particularly, and there's, you know, very big influence on that. And the other bands that I mentioned as well, obviously I know them. That's why I've found them as influences for this particular album. GGFH, you know, surprisingly sort of Marillion, you know, dance as well, hip electronic dance music, and Cold Spring are a record label that sort of specialise in this, you know, the ambient noise, the industrial kind of stuff. But on our rating system, I'm going to have to go with Opener. It's not a terrible album. It'd be the equivalent of trading it, as in you would swap it for something that somebody would like in our old system. So it's sort of a 2 out of 4. It's probably not something I'm going to listen to again, if I'm honest, but there's some decent stuff in there. There's enough in there as well to keep it varied, to keep it interesting, so that it's not, I don't know how long the whole album is, but it's you know, wading through 18 songs could be a challenge, but it wasn't an arduous task, and you know, I did quite enjoy it, but it's not something I'm going to ever check out again, if I'm perfectly honest. So that was Many Things Afflict Us, Few Things Console Us by KHOST, out on September the 20th on Cold Spring Records. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please like and share, and check out our other reviews and other videos on the channel, and I'll see you on another one very soon. Thanks very much. Goodbye.